Yo, what's going on? What's happening? Yo, I want to address something real quick. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes I hear this in the comment section of the videos that I do about black people. You know what I'm saying? And like, even when I was out there in the streets, you know, like propagating, you know, and bus stations and, you know, and just different places like in the hood, you know, just, you know, pushing, you know, black empowerment. You know, I always get this thing from black people. You know what I'm saying? It's this whole thing of me being too black. And I'm just trying to understand, like, what is it to be too black? That's what I want to know. Off the rip. What do you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, at the end of the day, like, when white people, you know what I'm saying, are doing their thing, you know, their culture or whatever have you, are supporting their own, are they being too white? Straight up. When Chinese people or Korean or Asian people, overall Asian people, are, you know, practicing their own culture, pushing and promoting their own people, are they being too Asian? Is the question. And the reality of it is whatever too black means, being too black means, whatever that means, we should have been too black when it comes to a lot of things. Because what I think, what I gather from what black people mean when they say you're being too black is just being black, period. Because ain't no such thing as being too black. There's no such thing as that. You see, if we were being too black, they wouldn't be able to whitewash Kemet, or rather call it Egypt, which is a Greek term for the land called Kemet. That's real talk. If we were being too black as a community, as a race, there wouldn't be Asians in our black community selling us cat and dog, such as the Chinese food restaurant, setting up nail shops and beauty supply stores. If we were being too black. And that's real talk. That's real. Being not black or not black enough got us to the position where you have Beyonce coming out with an album. Now, I'm not a Beyonce fan. I'm not part of the Beehive or none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not throwing trash or shade on Beyonce at all. In reality, I'm bigging her up. But you have non-blacks and blacks stating that this woman can't make a country album where originally the people that came out with that genre of music were black. So I'm just trying to understand this. Because my understanding, when you all tell me that I'm being too black, you're basically trying to take away my blackness. You're basically telling me to do away with my identity and just be a plain old American, and I can't do that. I can't. Because when I look at those walls in Cairo, Egypt, all I see is greatness. Straight up. And that's all I'm going to give while I'm alive is that. No exceptions to the rules. You same people tell me I'm being too black, but then go along with the saying, as it goes, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. Some of you all pledge to Greek fraternities. And knowingly, you know that the Romans and the Greeks practice what? Pederasty. Bestiality. And if you don't know what pederasty is, they had an affection or love for little boys. What we call pedophilia is what they call pederasty back in the days. Same thing. So I'm just trying to understand this. And being black is not wearing dashikis all the time. Too black or being black. Being too black is not being the stereotype with the ashe and my brother and this and that. Being black is just being who and what you are. Being too black is being who and what you are, what you were born to be. Hell, if I'm gonna go back to the Egypt shit, if we were being too black, they would have never whitewashed Kemet or what we know today as Egypt. I had social studies, and every time the topic came up about Egypt, as we opened up our social studies book, you had a non-black as a pharaoh, depicted as a pharaoh, knowing that on the walls, you had melanated people on the walls. Find me, straight up, this is real talk, find me a Caucasian, non-black person on the wall. And the walls of Cairo, Egypt. Or in Timbuktu. Or in what is Nubia now, but was known in the past, Kush. Or in the pyramids in Sudan. The list goes on, the Mayans, the Aztecs. Show me where they were carved in stone. And then the second thing, if we were being too black, like how you all say that I am, the world couldn't run with this whole thing of big head, black eye, grays, aliens creating or building the pyramids. Don't you understand? Don't you understand when you tell somebody that they're being too black, that you're working against us? Ain't no such thing as being too black. What the fuck that means? What does it mean? I'm going to go back and I'm going to say the same thing that I said in the very beginning of this video. Do you say to a Caucasian, if they're eating a mayonnaise sandwich, they're being too white? Do you say to a Caucasian, to your Caucasian teacher when you was in high school, as you open up your social studies books or your history, I know y'all took history class. Well, all we studied is about white people. Did you ask your history teacher, was she being too white? That's the question. The reality of it is that we're not being black enough. That's real talk. We're not being black enough. Having black-owned businesses ain't enough. Having one or two or a few black people that are successful in America is not enough. We're fighting to gain some type of equality behind enemy lines. We're fighting to get their approval. Why not create your own? And fuck his approval. That's real talk. Care about his approval? It don't matter. I don't need your approval. All I need is a good handful of black folks that want their own. A handful of black people that really want to be who and what they naturally were born to be. This whole thing, no, seriously, this is real talk. This whole thing about America being a melting pot and that all races can come here and get together and get along and all the rest of that shit is a farce. This experiment never worked out. Because if it did, it would have worked out for everyone. And it wouldn't be one particular race that dominates all the rest of them. It didn't work. Or should I say, it didn't work for black people. So now it's time for us to form our own shit. And settle our losses, take our losses. Yes, we built this country. Yes, we deserve to be here just as much as anyone else deserves to be here. Especially when you have these big nose, big lips, big ass heads that are in South America, which are the Olmecians, that's stating that we were here way before your mans and them, Christopher Columbus. There is no way in the world possible that Caucasians brought all black folks over here, that we were already here. Yes, true indeed. True indeed. Yes, 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 yes. We built this country, we was here before them. We deserve to be here, but sometimes we got to settle our losses. We do. We got to take our losses. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand how is it that a race of people that are great don't want to be great. I just don't get it. I just don't understand how a race of people don't see that in Africa, if you are able to control Africa, you control the world and the world's resources. I just don't understand how black people don't want to sit on the throne again. I don't get it. But maybe, you know, a lot of you all are nothing but wolf in sheep's clothing. Real talk. Wolves in sheep clothing. And what I mean by that is, most of you all have this Europeanized mentality. I truly believe what Dr. Umar says. One of the things he says, we got a lot of Negropeans in the house. You think that you have the freedom of speech or the right to do what you want to do based on the Constitution. You out of your fucking mind. Don't nobody give me the right to do anything. And for all you religious folks, the only person based on your religion that gives you any type of right is God. That's real shit. But if we were being too black, we wouldn't be believing in a white Christ. We wouldn't believe in this fairy tale that God died on Friday and rose from the dead on Sunday. We wouldn't even believe in that because we will be believing in our deities. But you gotta believe me. You gotta be kidding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not lying. Like, you got black people that think worshiping their ancestors is Satanism. Practicing voodoo is of the devil. You got black people believing that the Anunnakis are reptilians. This ain't just coming from Dr. York. This is coming from just the whitewash world, the mayonnaise community, where it's clear as day on those walls in Cairo, just as well as in ancient Sumer, that nose, that beard with the twist in them, the hair, the lips. We come from the cosmos. But I'm being too black. How are our children going to ever have a chance or opportunity in life where we allow our children to be educated by them? And in their textbooks, all they teach black little kids is that they're nothing but slaves. And that white people were the Egyptians, the ancient Sumerians, all of the good stuff. White people invented, innovated, all of the good stuff. Man, I don't even have to go and deal with ancient civilization. Just about everything that America likes, has in their household, uses every day, was made from either a black man or a black woman, or they had something to do with it. Every time you push the power of a PS5 or Xbox, know that the first person that created the video game console and cartridge was a black man by the name of Jerry Lawson. I could go on with this. Your greatness is here. All you have to do is claim it. Your greatness is here. And here, all you got to do is claim it. And that's what they don't want you to do. So they send out agents, wolves in sheep's clothing, Negropeans, to make you look bad by saying you being too black. Which is crazy to me, man. I'm gonna be black till the day I die. Best believe that. And I'm gonna pass on that blackness from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's just that plain and simple.